Look, first things first, man. Learn how to communicate. Learn how to communicate with anybody, wherever you go. That's how I look at it, dog. Cause nowadays, bro, in 2022, communication skills is fucking off. Don't nobody know how to talk to nobody, and you already know if somebody come at you spicy or hot, you gonna come back spicy and hot, right? On what though? Like, dog, I'm communication skills gotta be at top notch, gang. I'm talking about that's from with everybody, man. Whoever you dealing with in your life, just learn how to communicate. Man, I done seen motherfuckers get smoked. They smoke each other just off of not being able to communicate with each other, gang. You know what I'm saying? That shit right there is detrimental. Yes, that's detrimental. I'm telling you. That right there can fuck up a whole foundation. For real. When people don't know how to communicate, my nigga, when people can't really vibe, my nigga, or communicate and vibe, because honestly, the vibe gonna come off the communication. Don't get it twisted. Communication rules the nation. But some of you motherfuckers ain't even got it in you. How? Some of y'all ain't got that in you. Some of y'all don't know how to communicate with a nigga, gang. Some of y'all can't even scoop to a nigga level. Not scoop down to a nigga level. Scoop up to a nigga level. Y'all can't communicate, honestly. Why? I don't know. It ain't in you. It wasn't built in you. Some shit like that. I assume. At the end of the day, though, communication is the motherfucking key, and that's the way to go. If you got that, you got everything. You could talk your way out of a lion's den, gang. If you could communicate the right way, my nigga, you could talk your way out of a wolf's den, nigga. I'm telling you, you'll be able to speak your way through plenty shit. For real. That's how this life is out here, man. That's how it is out here in the world, gang. A lot of communication skills done. People lacking that. People lacking moral and value. People lacking a lot of shit, man. No bullshit. I can't even, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna front my shit. At the end of the day, though, me personally, I try to learn to communicate with the people that's easy to be communicated with. Don't you hate trying to communicate with a motherfucker it's hard to communicate with? Like, you really can't. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like somebody you really can't communicate with, gang. That's where it's deep at. At the end of the day, I'll be like, dog, hopefully I'll be, I try to make it to where I can communicate with anything and everybody, motherfucker. I'd rather, nigga, if I could communicate with the animals, I would. That'll make it easier for me. Not just you, it'll make it easier for everybody. So, man, I'd be like, shit, that's the thing. Communication is key, man. Communication is key. We gotta pay attention to that. Get your communication skills up. What type of communication training is you taking? Get it up, And when I say get it up, I don't mean in a bad way, man. Like, just elevate it a little bit. That's it. Elevate it a little bit. Shift it a couple different ways. You know what I'm saying? Treat this shit like it's a DJ mix or some shit on it. Like, really mix that shit up, gang. And watch how far your communication skills will take you in the world. I'm talking about gonna soar you into the future. A motherfucker ain't even gonna be knowing your lingo no more. You ain't even, I'm talking about, nigga, your lingo gonna sound so foreign. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. Yes, it get like that. But that's once you learn to elevate that communication skill and learn to deal with certain shit, deal with certain people. Cause don't get it twisted. Everybody can't be communicated with. It's hard. Don't get it twisted. It's hard for a lot of people to be communicated with out here. Some people is just, that route to communicate with. But at the end of the day, you better believe it's a weak chain in they link. It is. I mean, it's a weak link in they chain. My bad, y'all. Then with ass. It's a weak link in they chain. And it can be broken through, gang. Like, yeah. And you can get through to them and be able to chop it down with them just the way you want them to understand. The same with you. They can do the same with you, but some people give up too easy, and that's where they're giving up shit. With me, don't stand tall. It don't. Like, I ain't with giving up, gang. I'm gonna keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, until I really understand that this is not meant. I remember I gave up on things back in my lifetime, that was meant probably, but I gave up too fucking early, so how I'ma know? Nowadays, I keep pushing and pumping it, pushing and pumping, and man, look, shit, I'm here where I'm at now. Like I said, so, I always learn to communicate, not only with others, but with myself. I learn to communicate with God. That's another thing. Y'all got to learn how to communicate with the Lord. nigga. Communicate. If you learn how to communicate with the Lord first, then all other communication will be easy. I'm talking about will be easy, gang. Trust me, if you learn how to communicate with the man upstairs first, gang, all the other shit gonna be easy as hell. Simple. Repent first though, nigga, because there's a lot of motherfuckers out here that be doing plenty shit and niggas don't repent, so repent. First things first, and then boom. Go out there on that battlefield and chop it up with the man upstairs, and then he gonna give you all the communication skills you need from there on out to continue your journey, my nigga. You'll be able to chop it up with some of the greatest people, nigga, some of the Einsteins in the world. Like, come on, gang. This shit real out here. Like, you'll be able to do that. Put it in your mind, like, you know what I'm saying? Tell yourself, yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. And I'm telling you, that's what you're gonna be doing. At the end of the day, though, you know, I feel like communication is the ruler, man. Because look, think about it. What if the world was a mute? Everybody in the world was a mute. What if that was true? What if that was so? How would you like that, gang? Like, literally, like, how would you? I couldn't deal, honestly, nigga. How would, what, we finna be writing that shit down all day? Sign language and shit? No disrespect to the people who do sign language and gotta write things down, but I'm just saying. What if everybody ain't learned that way? What if everybody don't understand that way? Then what? You know? And that's how deep it is, man. It's crazy. So communication brews the nation, and I understand that now, what that means. So, yeah, that's what we got to be on now. We got to actually rule the nation, rule our cultures and our little baby nations within themselves, in our families, in our homes, with our communication. Learn to talk to one another and get to one another. With your friends, too, man. Some of y'all niggas be getting into it, killing each other behind no communication or behind you can't talk to one another. Well, let me tell you why. Because two of y'all feeling ballsy, just like women's. Two of y'all feeling ballsy. You feel me? Both of y'all feel like this y'all line, then you got to be able to communicate it out and get an understanding and get an equilibrium. Come on, man. For real, that's real shit, gang. Like, learn to communicate, and not only just with your friends, but your relationships too. Some of y'all lose good wives and husbands because y'all can't communicate. You got to be able to talk and understand each other. Get y'all point across to one another without arguing, yelling, you know, fussing and fighting. It'd be hard for others. Some it'd be easy, but that's where, for the easy ones, they got to teach the ones it's hard for. If the ones it's hard for don't want to listen, then so be it, you know. Let them fall to their own destruction, like the Bible said. And that's usually what happens. At the end of the day, though, it's like, man, as long as you got it down pat, gang, then you good. You ain't got nothing to worry about. As long as you got it down pat, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Because let me tell you this, you ain't got to be dealing with nobody like that that's hard to communicate with. You ain't got to discuss with them. You ain't really got to be chopping it up with them, vibing. You in a whole different lane. You understand me? You in a whole different lane. That's how they go. That's how they go. See, when I was coming up, ain't nobody told me this. Wasn't nobody putting this type of game on me, this knowledge. But, you know, as I came up, I was peeping it. I was seeing it. I'm watching. I'm paying attention. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. Now I know. Now I understand how life is running and how it's working. That's how you got to understand it. That's how you got to get it. You know, you got to embed that shit in your head. For real. And communication, don't be scared to speak. Speak on it, you know? Speak on it. Closed mouths don't get fed. That's another saying that you always use, everybody always use. Closed mouths don't get fed, which is true. You know, but if that's true, why do some people get shunned for what they say? If that's true, why do some people get shunned for what they say? Get judged for what they say and talk about, or how they say it. See, yeah, we got to think about that. It can't be you know, it can't be two-sided. Like, come on, man, two-faced. It's weird, but that's how they making it normal out here in the world. Gang, that shit got to change. That shit got to change, man. It got to change, man. Yeah. To the next video, though, man. Colonel Charteris out, man. Y'all know I thank y'all for y'all time, man, and I appreciate y'all most definitely. Gang.